Once power comes from the transmission, it's got to go somewhere, right? Well, let's talk about where the rubber meets the road. Stay tuned. I'm Josh with Premier Truck Sales and Rental. Thanks for tuning back in this week. Once again, we are talking about where the rubber meets the road and pretty much everything that holds up the truck and moves it down the road. That being said, let's dive into the front end here. This is a true 20,000 pound axle setup. Everything's rated for it. That way, you go across the scales, you've got 19,999 pounds on this, you are perfectly legal. That being said, we've got a nice wide base Bridgestone front tire on this, deep tread. You're gonna get long life out of these things, and you're gonna get the traction that you need with it. On top of that, we've got Alcoa Ultra One wheels. Now, in this, we've got these wheels here not only because they look great, but you're also gonna save the weight with them. We put the markers on all the wheels that we send out of here. That way, with an easy check, you know if something's coming loose. It's that added safety that's obviously inexpensive and easy to pinpoint there. Let's take a step back. So as we come to the back here, we've got a set of Bridgestone M726EL tires. Nice deep tread depth on these. Long-lasting tire. You're gonna get your mileage out of these. You're gonna get great wear from them. These are wrapped around Alcoa high polished wheels. As I mentioned with the front, it is about that weight savings. The look is an added bonus, but it is very much about that weight savings with this. The less weight we've got here, the more weight you can put in there. As we go further in, these are 23,000 pound axles, giving you a total of 46,000 pounds for the both of them. That is for the axles and suspension. This uses the Mack top loader differentials with this. Now, in those, first off, they are meant to deal with the heat of the start, stop, start, stop, start, stop that refuse trucks go through. On top of that, there's a power diverter and there is lockers in these differentials. If you get into a sticky, or let's more or less say a slippery situation, you can lock all four wheels together and get the drive that you need in order to avoid having to use the tow hook that I pointed out up front earlier. There are two different suspensions that we can go with on these trucks. There is the Mack M-Ride, which uses the parabolic spring in the front, which works really well. It helps smooth out the ride and it adds that extra level of stability for you. Also, the one that's on this truck is the Mack Camelback system. Now, everyone that's been around knows that this system is super reliable, and it's often been said the way you know that system is worn out is you set a rock next to it, and when the rock goes bad, it's time to replace the Camelback system. That's how durable these are. That being said, you've got that nice arch spring. It does a good job of planting the wheels that have available traction and giving you that articulation that you need in those, well, like I said, slippery, not sticky situations. Now we've got one more to cover. That's the tag axle here at the back. So last but definitely not least, we have the 13,500 pound tag axle back here. This can be switched up and down by the driver. The switch is in the cab there. There's an adjustable pressure regulator right up front along the body here too. The beauty in this, it is a steerable axle. That way when you turn, it follows the truck. It uses caster in the axle to let it do that. The wheels are connected, which allows it to make sure that A, you're saving wear and tear on all the wheels and tires in the truck, but B, it allows you to maintain that turning radius that we so often need when we get into a tight cul-de-sac. That being said, this axle, like I said, 13,500 pounds is what it adds in terms of load carrying capacity. Makes it just great to help you stay out on the road a little bit longer and making fewer trips back to empty out. So next week, we are talking about the body of this truck, the Crotto can, the compactor, the whole 9 yards. So do me a favor, make sure you're subscribed, hit the notifications bell. If you like this, give us a thumbs up. If you've got a question, put that in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you on it. As always, stay safe out there. I'll see you next week.